his lemonade stand. It was hot. Froggy woke up and looked out of the window. The sun was shining like a gold coin. Aha! He said to himself. That gives me a great idea. So he hopped out of bed and got dressed. Zip, zoop, zup, zut, 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 zat, and flopped to the kitchen for breakfast. Flop, flop, flop. Mom, he said, jumping on his chair, I'm going to have a lemonade stand and make lots and lots of money. Good idea, said his mother, but first eat your breakfast. So Froggy ate his breakfast of cereal and flies. Munch, crunch, munch, and thought about what he could buy with all the money he made. Let's see, he thought, a new hula hoop, a new pogo stick, boing, 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 a new superhero cape. Zoom! Then he said, okay, time to sell some lemonade. And he jumped up and flopped outside. Flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? First you have to make the lemonade, dear. Oops, cried Froggy. I know that. He picked some lemons from their lemon tree, then raced into the kitchen and started squeezing them into a pitcher, singing, Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Ouch! Cried Froggy. I squirted lemon juice in my eye. When the pitcher was full, he poured in a whole box of sugar. Zloop! Then lots and lots of ice cubes. Splat, splat, splat! Then he stuck his finger in to taste it. Yum! Said Froggy. Then he flopped back outside with the lemonade. Flop, 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 and he only splashed half of it out. Froggy, called his mom. What? You forgot to make a lemonade stand. Oops, I know that. Now, with a little help from Mom and Dad, Froggy made a lemonade stand. Bang, bang, bang. Then he hammered up a sign and shouted, Free lemonade for sale, 25 cents. But Froggy, said his mom, how could it be free if it cost 25 cents? Oops, cried Froggy. Then he drew a line through the word free. Swish! Then he sat down and waited for his first customer to come. He waited and waited and waited, and it got hotter and hotter. Every time Froggy got thirsty, he drank a cup of lemonade. Glug, glug, glug. And by the time his first customer, Froggalina, came and said, Hi, Froggy, a cup of lemonade, please. Just 2 drops dripped out of the pitcher. Splish, splitch. All the lemonade was gone. Oops, said Froggy, and he ran off and raced back with an old soccer trophy. 1 soccer trophy for sale, 25 cents. But Froggy, what I really want is... Just then, Max showed up and said, Hi, Froggy, a cup of lemonade, please. Froggy ran off and rushed back with a busted saxophone. 1 saxophone for sale, 25 cents. But Froggy, what I really want is... Just then, Matthew showed up and said, Hi, Froggy, a cup of lemonade, please. Yikes, said Froggy, and he jumped up, ran off, and dashed back with a broken baseball bat. 1 baseball bat for sale, 25 cents. But Froggy, what I really want is lemonade! Everybody shouted, even Polly Woggalina. Oh, I give up, cried Froggy. Follow me. and he led everybody back into the kitchen. "Oops," said Froggy. "There's no sugar left, and all the ice is melted, and all the lemons are gone." "I'll help you pick some more," said Froggalina. "And I'll get some sugar," said Max. "And I'll get some ice," said Matthew. "Good idea," said Froggy. So Max and Matthew ran off. Froggalina climbed the lemon tree and picked lemons. And when Max came back with a box of sugar, and Matthew came back with a bucket of ice, they all made lemonade together, singing, "Easy peasy lemon squeezy." Then they ran outside and had a wild lemonade party around the lemonade stand. "Froggy!" called his dad. "What? So, how much money did you make?" "Oops," cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. "I didn't make 1 cent." "But we all had a great time." "Yes," cried his friends. Arf, arf. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when Froggy made lemonade with all his friends and had the lemonade party. This book is Froggy Picks a Pumpkin. Welcome, pickers! At school, Froggy read a poster. "Don't forget, trip to the pumpkin patch. Trip to the pumpkin patch tomorrow. Pumpkin picking contest." Next morning, Froggy woke up and looked out the window. A beautiful pumpkin moon was setting and colorful leaves were falling. "Leaves! Leaves!" cried Froggy. "I want to go out and play in the..." Oops! He fell out of bed. Thump! "Froggy!" called his mother. "What?" "Stop jumping off the bed, dear. Today's your field trip." "Oh, yeah!" cried Froggy. "It's time to pick a pumpkin." And he hopped up and got dressed. Zip, zoop, zop. Zut, 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 zat. And flopped into the kitchen. Flop, 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 singing, "Pumpkins, pumpkins, pumpkins, muffin and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky." He ate his breakfast of cereal and flies, munch, crunch, munch, and imagined a steaming pumpkin pie, yum, and the whole line of jack-o'-lanterns outside, lighting the night sky. On the school bus, Froggy bounced in his seat, boing, 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 and led all his friends singing, "Pumpkins, pumpkins, muffin and pie, muffins and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky." When they got to the pumpkin patch, he jumped off the bus, flop, 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 and sang, "I'm gonna pick a pumpkin, I'm gonna pick a pumpkin." "Froggy!" called his teacher, Miss Witherspoon. "What?" "Wait, dear, we're gonna have a pumpkin picking contest for the biggest, smallest, prettiest, ugliest, and the best all-around pumpkin." "Yippee!" cried Froggy, and he took off again. Flop, 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 and tripped over a pumpkin, flew through the air, and knocked into another pumpkin. Bonk! Max bounced over 3 small pumpkins and tried to pick up a huge one. It didn't budge. Ugh! Trevor said, "Step aside," and lifted it up. Matthew zigged around Max, Travis, and Froggy and picked up the prettiest pumpkin in the world. It was shiny and perfect and just the right size. Froggalina twirled and danced through the pumpkin patch, then squatted down and said, "Hello, my sweet," and picked up one small, very dark orange pumpkin and kissed it. Smooch! Froggy hopped up on a gigantic pumpkin and looked all around, like a pirate on the bow of a ship, and shouted, "Ahoy there!" He leapfrogged over Froggalina. He leapfrogged over Max. He leapfrogged over Matthew. Flop, flop, splat, and fell smack across a really big pumpkin. He stood up and said, "This is the one!" And he tried to pick it up. He got it up to his knees. Huff! He got up to his chest. Yes! He chugged along. Then he truggled along with his huge pumpkin. Lug, lug, ugh. "Froggy!" called Miss Witherspoon. "What?" You're going the wrong way!" "Oops," said Froggy and started huffing. Max yelled, "Last one is a rotten egg!" Everyone else ran at their pumpkins, and Travis rolled his big one. Rumble, rumble, rumble. When Froggy finally got there, he was too pop to pop. He tried to and tripped and smashed his pumpkin. Smoosh! "Oops," cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Everybody laughed, even Miss Witherspoon. Then she said, "And now, for the winners of the pumpkin picking contest, for the biggest, Travis, for the smallest, Max." Max lifted his hat, and there, atop of his head, was a pumpkin, the size of a golf ball. For the prettiest, Matthew, and for the best all around, Froggalina. "Here's the pie pumpkin, great for bacon," Froggalina said. "Hello, my sweet," and kissed it. Smooch. Then Miss Witherspoon said, "And for the ugliest, yours, Froggy, what a mess." And everyone cheered, "Hip, hip, hooray!" Even Froggy. And on the bus ride home, Froggy sang, "Pumpkins, pumpkins, muffin and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky," and all his friends sang with him. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is where Froggy fell down on the pumpkin and made into a big mess.